What's up, everybody? This is Robo of Left Face TV, and we're going to get right into talking about Luigi Mangione, or the Adjuster, your future ex-husband. However you want to talk about him, there's a lot of information out there, and here's everything we know up until right now. It is 6:40 in the morning, and Brian Thompson leaves his Marriott hotel in Manhattan. At 6:54 a.m., an individual that is alleged to be Luigi Mangione steps out onto the sidewalk, pulls out a weapon that appears to have a suppressor, takes aim and fires, racks the slide to chamber another round, and looks like he tries to fire again, but there is no recoil and there's no smoke. He racks the slide to charge another round, takes aim, and fires. He starts walking towards the now slumped over body of Brian Thompson and racks another round, takes aim, and fires. At that point, the individual steps off the sidewalk. Other footage would show that he got an e-bike and would leave the scene through Central Park. Now, at this point, NYPD puts out an award for the capture of whoever did this shooting. And apparently, they only thought it was worth about 10 grand. Later, the FBI would get on board and add another 50 grand. But nobody in New York was talking. You know, it's New York, so.
What murder?
But apparently, Pennsylvania doesn't play the same way, because a few days later there would be a phone call from a Altoona, Pennsylvania McDonald's that would eventually end up with the arrest of one Luigi Mangione. On his person, they would find a 3D printed ghost gun, they would find a suppressor, they would find a manifesto, notebook, fake IDs, and he was wearing clothing that matched what the individual on the camera was wearing at the scene of the crime. The police commissioner in New York said that fingerprints found on his water bottle matched the fingerprints found on the shells, and the bullets recovered matched the 3D printed weapon. Currently, he's being held in a maximum security detention center where he will be facing charges in Pennsylvania, but he will also be facing charges in New York for second-degree murder. The charges that are set before him in Pennsylvania, he's pled not guilty to, and I don't think he has had an opportunity to make his plea in New York just yet. With the manifesto found and the notebook, we know a couple things about Luigi Mangione. He was suffering from severe back pain, from apparently a maybe botched spinal cord surgery that he was dealing with. He used rhetoric in there that some people are comparing to the Unabomber, Krasinski. And of course, as we would expect, had lots of criticism for the insurance company, calling them parasites, and that his actions were a form of brutal honesty. And that's pretty much all we know at this point. So if you want to hear more about this and other current events and social commentary, give me a follow, like, share, all that jazz. See you next time.